So, yeah, I don't know what was in my mind, like, at all. Like, there's just no way. So, I don't know. She was acting like we were in competition to all, like, be together. And, like, she was like, "Oh, do you want to know about our relationship?" And I'm like, "Yeah, basically, because if we're like in an open relationship." So we came to the terms that like I was going to tell her about like what I was doing and who I was talking to, and vice versa. So I'm like, "Fuck, whatever." And I don't know. So now that I'm back home, a bunch of stuff starts going on, and like I low key started feeling jealous because it seemed like she was always spending all her time with her and being on the phone with her and everything. And like whenever she would get on the phone with me, it seemed like she was in a hurry to hang up on me. So I'm like, okay. And then a bunch of stuff ended up going on. Oh, these are just stickers. A bunch of stuff started happening, and I don't know. I started focusing on like other people because I'm like, if she's not trying to spend time with me or anything, it was just like a bunch of lies, and like her friends and stuff already hated me. Plus, there was a bunch of other stuff going on that I knew about, and yeah, she was just lying about a bunch of stuff. Now, like I said, she was constantly trying to make us in competition, and she would like it was like everything I would tell her, she would be like, "Oh yeah, well she said that too," and like this girl was always trying to outdo me in some way, some form, and it was getting annoying. So the thing is that she would tell me old conversations that her and this girl had, like she was telling me conversations that how she told her about me and how she's still gonna be with me and choose to be with me. Like the whole how she proposed to her and like they're engaged and all this other stuff. Like they want to be together. Like all types of crazy stuff. Like full on conversations telling me how the girl was crying or she was mad about something and saying how she really didn't want to know about me and hers. Oh, follows that. So, yeah. It was just like a crazy time because she really had like old conversations like that she was telling me that this girl was saying. So mind you, like I said, we're on IMU, right? So we are like never hanging out. Some of them, she's always the. And then so, bam, I'm in the room with my best friend at the time, and we're like hanging out in the room, and this girl like comes in there, and I'm just like having a conversation, and I'm talking about my ex, and she's like, "Oh, you need to stop lying. You're just a crazy stalker ex, all this other stuff." But I'm like laughing because like, what are you talking about? I don't even know who this girl is. So then my best friend is like, ex. She was like, they're engaged, all this other stuff. And then she was like, is that true? And then she's asking me like a bunch of questions. Like, what would I be lying for? Like, for real. And then so she's like, oh, send me proof that you guys are still talking, all this other stuff. So, bam, I send her text messages and I send her calls, like all this other stuff, like everything. And then she's basically like trying to still make it seem like I'm lying for no reason. Oh, suddenly you sent calls with the dates on them and all this other stuff. So I did because her and a bunch of people, they're like conversating about it. And so I'm just like going with whatever they wanted. So, bam. Now, um, I'm still in the room. The girls are asking me like questions, sending other people, all this other stuff, asking me for a bunch of stuff, and then they're going to Royalty, my ex, and asking her like a bunch of stuff, and the girl's lying and saying that I'm lying and that I'm faking screenshots and messages and all this other stuff. Like, bro, I don't have that much time. Like, who has time for all that? It's not me. Not even in my wildest day or dream. Like, there's just no way. And then, so, yeah, Nat ends up coming into the room and she's asking me questions. Mind you, I do know Nat because when me and Royalty first got together, like I said, her and Nat were best friends. And then, so, she came into the room and she's talking to me, asking me questions. And then, so me and Nat started like talking about all types of stuff. And basically, Royalty was lying to Nat and me. Like, Nat didn't know nothing about me, didn't know shit, bro. Nothing. Which is crazy. Because, like, everything that Royalty was saying, like, all of that was a lie. Like, full on conversations. Like, that's just so crazy to think about. Like, how can you even come up with that much stuff? For real. So, yeah, I don't know. It was crazy. So basically, after Nat comes into the room and everything, and we were talking or just comparing stuff, and she was asking me for messages. So I sent her stuff, and then basically Royalty was sending us also the same things, like same music, like oh I want you to listen to the song, same pictures, like when her and her son were going out to eat, or like sending us a snowflake, like she did it to both of us, which is weird, but that's it's whatever. So it was just like very copy and paste on top of all her lies. So then Nat ends up going to her and I don't know. They have a whole conversation. And then Royalty comes to me and is mad and then just like basically saying like, "Oh, you got what you wanted," all this other stuff. And generally I was like, "How?" I literally said I did not care if you guys were together or not. Like I didn't care